If you look at the polling and look at the political pundits, it's going to take a miracle for him to overcome Mamdani. I mean, Mamdani has run just an incredible campaign. It's energized. He's got a lot of young people, hundreds of thousands of volunteers. And the Democrats and Republicans make a big deal about him being a democratic socialist, and Democrats worry about their image if Mamdani wins. But you can learn a lot from this candidate, Mamdani. You can learn that you talk about kitchen table issues, the economy, housing, transportation, child care, health care. These are issues that are important to the average American, whether you're black, white, yellow, or brown, or whether you're a Democrat or a conservative Republican. These are the issues that most voters are just living day to day. They're not in the bubble in D.C. And so I think the Democrats will be smart to, one, learn from him. And one of the reasons the Republicans talk about Mamdani so much is because he scares them, quite frankly, because he's got a winning formula. New York's no liberal bastion of voters, if you will. They're business Democrats, moderates, and then there is the far left. And so I think we can learn a lot from his candidacy and his leadership.
Right. It's everyday issues. How am I going to get to work, and how much does that cost? What's my rent? How much do groceries cost me in a week? How much of a litmus test do you think, Scott, this is for the country if he were to win?
A litmus test not on democratic socialism, a litmus test on how you run and win, no matter who you are or what party affiliation you have. What issues are important? Am I going to outwork my opponent? Am I going to make a difference in the day-to-day lives of the average American where I live? And who's going to make my life better? In the end, people want to be led, but I want to be led by someone that can not only identify with what I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis, but I want political promises I can believe in, and then the manifestation of those promises, making them real for me and my kids, and healthcare and education and all these issues. I don't care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, those issues are important. Even if you have a more conservative view, if you're a politician that gets results, you're going to get my vote. And I don't care what a party affiliation it is. And that's what's happening in New York right now.
Yeah, show me that you care. Show me what you're going to do. To neighboring New Jersey, got a pretty tight race right now for the governor's race there. Why do you think things are so close in a state that's traditionally blue?
Yeah, it's traditionally blue, but I'm not surprised it's close. You know, they've elected Republican governors before, moderate Republican governors before. Tom Keene, for one, comes to mind. And so it's a tough state for Democrats. It's blue, yes, but you got to work extra hard, and you got to put in the time, and you've got to convince voters, not that you're far left or far right, but you're in the middle, if you will, and you're going to represent their interests. And so the Republican nominee is running a great race. The Democratic nominee is running a great race. And so in a close race like this, it's a matter of who gets out the vote better, who's got the better organization, who wants it more. In the end, I think it's going to remain a blue state, if you will. But the Democrats ought to be really worried going into 2026 if that Republican nominee gets in as the new governor for New Jersey. We'll see.
And Virginia has our attention for two reasons. We have a heated gubernatorial race and also the race for attorney general. Let's start with the governor's race. Democrat Abigail Spanberger, a former congresswoman, holds a lead of more than 5 points over current Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears. Why is this race, do you think, getting so much attention?
Well, because it's a bellwether to 2026 and a bellwether to 2028. And whoever's in the White House, normally the party that's not in the White House wins this race. I do a lot in Virginia, with the neighboring Virginia, if you will. Our Democratic nominee has run a great race. Winsome, in the debate, I must tell you, she couldn't stop talking during the debate, and that was a bit of a turnoff. But she's got Republican support. You know, in Northern Virginia, that's the bluest part of the state. In Southern Virginia and Western Virginia, it gets real red, if you will, and that's why the Republican nominee is hanging in there. But in the end, I think Spanberger is going to pull this out. She'll be the first female governor in the state of Virginia, I believe, and that's going to be a good thing for the country.